In this video we'll be going over the continuation of the C# .NET video tutorials. So we have this class here, so I'll just rewrite it again. So I'll have namespace and then the count of my Windows Form apps. You can have whatever you want. And here we'll have public class cat inherits from animal, which we created in the last video. So animal we created in the last video, so if you're interested in that, it'll be in the C# .NET playlist, or you can just copy it out. But I go into detail about polymorphism. So polymorphism, this is a continuation of the polymorphism discussion, more so code discussion. So we have this class here. So it's in the C# .NET playlist. It might be called Visual C# .NET, but I'm going to just change it to C# .NET. Later on. So here we'll have a backing field. So private string underscore name. Oops. So this is in the cat class, so it has a name as well, just like the dog class. So here public, we'll call the constructor public cat. We'll reference a class name, and then we'll pass in a string. It takes a string name. And then here we'll say we'll use the superclasses constructor. So we'll say basically use the superclasses constructor in this case, where we'll pass. Actually, sorry, we have to say base here. So it's colon base. Then open a parentheses. Then here we'll pass in, so what does the animal have? The animal has a species. So it takes a string species. So you can say that we have, notice how you don't have to pass anything here. Anyways, we'll just say cat here, like that. So now this string will be passed to the animal constructor. String species, so then we have species underscore species points to the species here. So it's really going to pass it in here. It's going to pass, so this, this cat string is going to be passed right here to string species. So it's going to be string cat underscore species points to cat, like that. Now that's going to be set up for the cat's species property. Because remember what we did in the dog class is we said show the dog dot species. But look, dog doesn't have access to where is it? Dog doesn't have a species property. It got that from its superclass. It got that from its superclass, which is the animal class, where the animal class has a species. So we could have set it otherwise, but in this case we just did it through the object instantiation. Well, we haven't done it yet, but we will. Don't need that, I think. Don't need the semicolon. So here we'll open a block. We'll say underscore name points to the name. So here we'll say public string name, open a block. Then here we'll say get. So we'll set up the property here. So we'll return name. We'll say set underscore name points to value. Then we'll probably we'll override the make sound method. So remember, in the animal class from the last video, we have the make sound method defined with the virtual keyword, which means we can override it. So here, where are we at? Okay, so here in the cat class, and underneath we'll go down here within the class underneath the last property definition. We'll say public override void. You have to say override first, I think. Then make sound. It doesn't take any parameters. Well, we could have it take parameters, but that's okay. So here we'll say message box.show. I'm gonna hover over this and hit Alt plus Enter to add the using directive, and then here, so that it works in Rider. I have it set up to Visual Studio key maps. I'm not sure if that'll work in Visual Studio. You can try it. So we could just say cat say meow or meow, whatever. Some say meow, some say meow. So we'll just go meow meow. My cat makes some other noises too. Can't really explain it. It's like a funny noise. My other cat, he makes similar noises too. Anyways, I can't describe the noise to you. So one of them is just meow instead of meow, so it just goes meow. Alright, so we'll just continue on with that. So we have, okay, so that's pretty much it. So we'll just do the description here. So we have a string, so a backing field, which is name. So I've discussed all that in the playlist csharp.net on my channel. So the constructor takes an argument for the cat's name. The animal class constructor here let's go back here to the cat class. Okay, so the cat class, okay, so the constructor takes an argument for the cat's name, string name right there. So the constructor calls the base class constructor with the base keyword instead of Java, which uses a super keyword. So I guess that's why it's called base. So in the last video, if I said, well, it doesn't really have a meaning compared to like super, which is a super class, I guess base class I guess it's similar in that case. So instead of super, it uses a base class. So remember, Java and C# are very similar. Okay, so we have that. So we have, then we'll pass, okay, so then we pass the string. So notice that the constructor calls the base class constructor, which the base keyword we went colon base, open parentheses, and then pass in cat as a string. In Java, they use a super keyword like this within the actual code block, but in C# it does it in the header, which both seem fine. I think the header works good. Doesn't really matter, I guess it's just Java's thing. But I guess base is a little different, and then there's almost the inheritance symbol, but it's not, it's just a colon. I guess using the inheritance base class as constructor, that's what it's saying. So the cat, so the animal class's constructor assigns the string cat to the underscore species field. Although the cat class is derived from the animal class's make sound method is inadequate for the cat class because the animal class has a growl. Cats do growl, but we want to change the make sound either way. So the cat class overrides the animal class's make sound method. The cat class's make sound method displays meow and meow in a message box, which is more appropriate for a cat. So if you go meow meow, I'm a Discord kitten, for the Discord kittens out there. Okay, so notice that, notice the override keyword. So notice the override keyword that appears in the method header. So we have the override keyword here as well. Similar to Java, I think. Okay, so now let's actually create an object of the cat class. So we'll click the form1 class. We can just comment this stuff out here so we don't have it printing. We can just use a multi-line comment to do that. Okay, so here we'll say cat points a new cat. Is it still in comments? Why is it doing that? That's interesting. Okay, so something to do with this? No? Okay, so let's just go with the single line comment. Something's glitched out. That should have worked. Okay, so here we'll go with call the class cat. We'll name it cat points a new cat. Then here we're going to pass in a name. So we'll just go with my cat's name. So we'll go with Jasmine here, and then one of the cat's names, and then here we'll go with just a semicolon. So you have the cat's name, and then we'll go with, we'll show the species, so we'll say messagebox.show. We'll say the species is string, we'll close the string, concatenated to cat.species, so we'll reference the species property. What is that going to do? That's going to reference the species property here in the animal class. Remember, when we instantiated our I think we could have added something here. Could we have not done that? Did I mess that up? I feel like I messed this one up. I should have used another. Is this just one way to do it? I swear I did this another way last time. How did we do this? Let's see the dog class. Was there another way that we looked at? Sorry, I'm just going to go back for a sec. Was this the first time that we did? No, this was the first time. I thought we did it another way too, where we passed in a parameter here and then just called base after. I think you can play with this more. You could perhaps do it through instantiation. I think you could pass a variable here for it to enter as well. We can try that in a sec. I thought we did do something else. That's okay, so we'll just continue with this cat class. So we'll try this way first. So here we're passing cat as a species. That's kind of hard coded. We kind of maybe wanted to actually pass some objects, maybe hard code those, where you could change the name of the species. So that's okay. So here we'll just change the species, but here we could have, we'll just continue and try something else in a sec. So we'll do messagebox.show here, and then we'll say the animal's name is, plus, or concatenated to cat.name. Then we'll say cat.makeSound. Okay, so if I run that, you won't be able to see what's happening, but I'll just describe to you because it's a pop-up window. So it should say the species is plus cat, and then we should say the cat's name is, and then Jasmine. Okay, so a pop-up window popped up. It says the species is cat, and it says the cat's name is, the animal name is Jasmine, so that should work. And then it says meow. Mao, I'm a Discord kid. Okay. Yeah, so because we got 3 different message boxes, so that works. Okay, was there something else we could have done here? I think there's something, we could try something else. We could try a few things. So the cat class here. We could have given it, okay, so the animal has a species, so perhaps we could have said, if this was protected, I think we could have used it directly like that. We can give it another species. Let's just try this. Let's go with protected. Is that gonna work? Okay, so now we have that's protected. Then we could go here. Takes a string name. Wonder what we can do here, because we could I don't know if we really want to access it directly, but through the property. Okay, let's try to just do it through the property, so we'll just keep this private then. Okay, so to do that, we would need another variable. Could we have one here? For example, base species. Whoops, okay, sorry. Okay, let's try something else. Let's just delete that. What do we have here? We had cat. Okay, so let's go with something here. Let's just go with, for example, private. No, I don't think that's, would that work? I swear there's another way to do this. No, I don't think we really need this. We pass it species here. Now it's saying cannot access non-static field species in a static context. Okay. Nope. I thought there was another way to pass it something. Like, you know, if you want to actually, when the object instantiation happens, to pass it the parameter that way. I felt like there was a way to do that. I thought I've done it before. I'm just trying to think here. It doesn't like me passing something like kind of like that. Could we call base inside? No, I don't think we could. Can we say that it takes a string here? No. Nope. Okay, that's not, no, that's not really gonna work. That's too bad. I swear there was another way to do that. That's fine. Okay, so we'll just go with, it would only work with that. I thought there would be another way to do it. If you really wanted to do that, I guess you could make those protected. You can make this backing property protected and then include a comma here and then maybe just set whatever other parameter you're entering to the So what do I mean by that? So we could go with that, okay, that it takes another string species. Then here we could say that this is protected now. I'm sure there is another way to use it. There's probably a special trick to do it, because you should be able to do that just directly through the object too. So now if we went here, took the base out, and went with underscore species, there we go, it has access to it now. It's telling us it's from the animal class, points to species. There you go, that should work now. That's one way to do it. It seems like you should be able to do it the other way too somehow. So protected works. I don't see why you shouldn't be able to use protected. Maybe not, because you could create another class that could just kind of inherit it, but I don't know, it still works. Then here in the cat class, or in the form here, we could say that when we create the cat here, we could say that it's a comma cat as well. It would give us the same output. Yeah, so the species is cat, the animal name is Jasmine, meow meow, I'm a Discord kitten. So there you go, that's pretty much it. So probably just leave it there. That's the end of the polymorphism. Actually no, there's a little bit more to do actually, so maybe let's just continue with that. So because of the is-a relationship between a base class and a derived class, an object of the dog class is not just a dog object, but it is also an animal object. So a dog is an animal. Because of this relationship, we can use an animal class variable to reference a dog object. Okay, so this is the actual polymorphism part, I think, as well. I don't think these docs really say that it is polymorphism. So we'll just do this part here. Where are we at? Okay, so we could say, okay, so to do this, so because of the is the relationship between a base class and a derived class, an animal of the dog class is not just a dog object, it is also an animal object. So we can use an animal class variable or an object. So basically, yes, an animal class variable to reference a dog object. So you can instantiate a new dog using the animal class. So it's kind of confusing. Think about a hierarchy. So for example, you have an animal hierarchy. So think of the hierarchy in our class. So like for example, when you think about like so an animal's at the top of the hierarchy, then we have dog. So we have like two arrows. Let me try to describe this. So there is a hierarchy. So for example, dog like this. No, sorry, animal like this. Then here we have, for example, it points to like dog. And then it also points to, these are like the branches kind of the hierarchy. We could say that it also points to like, so it is a cat. So a cat is an animal and a dog is an animal. So this is it's like a family tree kind of thing. But it's not a tree data structure, so don't get confused. So basically it's just like a hierarchy where the animal's at the top of the hierarchy, kind of like a food chain where cat and dog are on the bottom, but in this case it's like a relationship. So a cat, the line represents is-a, so is a dog. Sorry, a cat is an animal and a dog is an animal. So in that case here, we can go to the form here. Maybe just delete this stuff here. Okay, so here we can say that animal points a new dog. That's polymorphism. It's hard to explain really. Then here we can just say, for example, the dog's name is Spike. I don't know, just someone's dog. So then we have here, for example, messagebox.show. We'll say that the species is concatenated to animal.species. In this case, we took that, oh, that's going to work because we instantiated a dog. And here we could say animal.makeSound. So we'll just run that and see what happens. So you can create, this might be a refresher for anyone watching the channel because we haven't done this in a while. Last time we did this in Java was a very long time ago. Is that going to run? It did run. Okay, so it says, so just one sec before that. So we've done this before, so basically we're just taking something at the top of the hierarchy and pointing it to an object of something lower in the hierarchy, so you can do that. But you can't say like dog points to new animal, that might cause an error. So you can go down in the hierarchy, you can say something higher in the hierarchy points to something lower in the hierarchy. Or instantiates something lower in the hierarchy. So something higher in the hierarchy instantiates something lower in the hierarchy. In this case here, animal points a new dog. So what's going to happen, so we have our message box that says the species is a dog, bark. That's it. Should have been one more thing, wasn't it? Maybe we missed the name property, but that's fine. So here we declare an animal as a variable of the animal type. It also creates an object of the dog class and assigns a reference to the dog object, to the animal variable. After this statement executes, we will have an animal variable referencing a dog object. This assignment is legal because a dog object is also an animal object. So this assignment is legal because a dog object is also an animal object, so a dog is an animal, so therefore you could instantiate a dog object and reference animal. But a animal may not be a dog, so you can't do it the other way. The species is a dog. The species is dog in a message box. Appears, and then we call the animal object's makeSound method, which displays bark in the message box. So we could do the same thing with a cat object, which we'll just skip. So in this case, we could do two things here. I think we could go dog dot, let's try, for example, animal dot makeSound. So this showed, this gave us access to the makeSound method of the dog class. Okay, there is a there's a polymorphic example of this. I remember in the Java textbook they had a better one than this. I may have to open that textbook and see if I can find that example. I'm not sure if I did a video on that. I might have. That was around the time I started making videos. I can't remember if I did or if I thought it was good enough when I made it. So far these docs aren't really saying which part is a polymorphism. but pretty much we have overriding properties to do next. Base class reference variables know about base class members only. The is a relationship does not work in reverse, so we can't do dog points to new animal. Passing objects to base class parameters, so there's a little bit more to do than we have a lab. So hopefully we can get a better understanding before that's all done. Or at least I can try to explain that better. So hopefully we can. I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the end of it. So let's just go back to the definition from the last video. So what was the polymorphism definition? It was, oh, I skipped too far. Okay. Where is it here? Oh, did I miss it again? Okay, so polymorphism allows derived classes to have methods with the same names as methods in their base classes. I thought there was a better definition for it. So it gives the ability for a program to call the correct method depending on the type of object that is being used to call it. So another definition, the term polymorphism refers to the object's ability to take different forms. So it is a powerful feature of object. So it's a powerful feature of object-oriented programming. So look at two essential ingredients of polymorphic behavior. So number one, the ability to define a method in a base class and then define a method with the same name in a derived class. When a derived class method has the same name as a base class method, it is often said that the derived class method overrides a base class method. That's the first ingredient for polymorphic behavior. The second ingredient is the ability to call the correct version of an overridden method, depending on the type of object that is used to call it. So if a derived class object is used to call an overridden method, then the derived class version of the method is the one that executes. If a base class object is used to call an overridden method, then the base class's version of the method is the one that executes. So the second part's a little confusing. The second part of that second part. So if a base class object is used to call an overridden method, then the base class's version of the method is the one that executes. But why would you override it in the base class? So I don't think we could have access to that here. So the polymorphism is here pretty much, but the docs didn't really say that. But if we went animal points a new animal, passing in a species. Oh no, let's just go with frog. So here we have, for example, so if we went animal dot make sound, we only have access to one. Let's see which one. It's going to be the animal one that's going to execute. I'm pretty sure. If we just run that, then it should say that make sound should just say growl. Yeah, but if we went animal points a new dog, and here we said its name was, I don't know, Spike. That's what we said last time. Okay, so in this case, I think the IntelliSense is only giving me access to one of the make sounds. It's not even saying what class it's from. It's just gonna do the dog this time, so it's just gonna say bark, I think. It's a little tricky. But that's pretty much the polymorphism here. Is that it depends on the object, pretty much. Yeah, so it went bark. So we'll be continuing to discuss polymorphism in the next video. So hopefully I gave you some definitions as was kind of helpful to help you understand it. It's a bit tricky. We're going to be continuing with it, so we just make sure we get it down 100%. So that'll be in the next video because this video is getting long. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like the video, you can like and subscribe to support the channel for more programming and investing tutorials. So the rest of the videos will be in the csharp.net playlist on my channel. So polymorphism is a little bit of a difficult topic, so we'll be continuing to do some more examples. Don't worry about it though, just get as much as you can. I mean, it's not going to be the main thing in your app design, or pretty much in your app or whatever design. You may need it here and there, but it's more of a theory that they test in university, to be honest. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thanks.